Hey, so uh, today's video is going to take a little bit of a change because I've had a couple of kids who, and I do this every year for them, but one in particular asked me to make a list for him or for things that he needs when he's going off to college. And so I thought, you know what, let me just make a video for this because I have a lot of kids who go off and they don't remember half the things I told them anyway. So let me just do a video and kind of give them some tips and advice, basically from Pops of how to survive the going off and being there the first semester and kind of beyond kind of video. Hang around. We're going to learn today. There are about 13 tips and bits of advice that I want to give to my kids who are going off to school. And even those who've gone off and have been there a year and now they're home for the summer because of COVID and then they're going back. This is something you can listen to as well, okay? But this is dedicated, if you will, to the class of 2020, I don't know. So let's get started. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring my bell so you won't miss another Angry Teacher video release. All right, let's get into it. Number one, now this is not in any particular order, so just take it as it is. Get your pen, write it down, do what you need to do. Okay, so in any case, find an off-campus store. Before you go, you should have at least know where all the Walmarts, Targets, the Piggly Wigglies, all these different places are public, so you can locate them for your immediate purposes. On campus, everybody knows on-campus stores are uber expensive. So if you find supermarkets, grocery stores, department stores that are outside of the off campus, you'll be able to shop, getting to and fro. Make sure it's close enough so you can get there and pick up your stuff for cheapers. What is that? For cheap. So you don't have to worry about using up all your finances on campus related items that you need. Okay, so locate those. There are different apps for that. I'm sure you could tell me. If they're too far, you probably have to deal with being on campus and working with whatever stores they have and whatever prices they have. But if you can, some schools don't allow freshmen to drive, so you might have to have someone take you or take the bus or however you get around in that city to get to these places. Just make sure you're safe. Just make sure you find some place outside of the campus, all right, for cheaper prices. Safety kiosks. Now, I know there are a lot of schools who have now put them in place. Make sure you when everything is good, kind of look at them, see how they work. So if you're in a hurry, especially my young ladies, make sure you know where they're located. If you're leaving someplace late, a party or the library or a friend's dorm, and you're walking back alone, and that's another thing. Find someone to walk with, but okay. If you have to do it by yourself, make sure you know where these kiosks are. As a matter of fact, if you're walking with someone else, make sure you know where these kiosks are so you can get campus security and the police to come and help you in your situation. Now, some schools are prone to predators. Also, get along with your roommates. Now, you might have one, you might have three, you might, depending on the dorm situation that your living situation. Some of you, especially, and the young man who asked me to make the video to give him the list, he's an athlete, he's a football player, so he'll be probably rooming with some of his teammates. So it's a weird dynamic if you don't get along with your teammate and you don't get along with your roommate. It just works out that way because they're one and the same. Now, if you are someone who has these different roommates coming and going, it behooves you to kind of get along. If you don't get along, it's not a crime. I'm not forcing you to change who you are and be a whole suck up to this person or these people, but try to get along. Don't go out of your way to be, yes, they left the dishes unwashed or their bed is never made. However, is there some other redeeming quality that you can work with? With that said, because these are lifelong people, lifelong friends that you're gonna not necessarily need, but it would be nice to have further down the line, just in case. And if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen. But at least get out of your comfort zone. Be that person that you wanted to go to college for. You didn't want to stay home. You didn't want to do the same thing you've done all your 18 years. So now, kind of get out of your comfort zone. Marcy's over there acting up. Talk to Marcy before you want to change roommates. All right? So get out of your comfort zone and try to befriend your roommate. Don't just room with them, befriend them. Tour the campus before class starts. That's so important. You don't want to be, you barely got up on time because they have all these freshman parties just before classes start. They had that week of celebration and getting moving in and doing all this stuff, and they're introducing you to all the campus life, and you were getting up late for that first 8 o'clock or earlier class. You're running around trying to find the building. You're running around trying to find the actual classroom. You didn't realize that the building was at least 4 buildings away from the dorm. This is something that we can prevent. How do you do it? You find where this place is prior to going to class that day. So tour the campus, get your map if you have to. You're gonna look like a nerd, but you know what? Hey, it's a part of life. Even if you don't have the map, just walk around, see where the buildings are, see what class, where your classes are located, see where the buildings are. Walk around on that weekend and kind of figure out, look at the time, look at how much time you're going to need, when do you have to get up, and kind of move around from one class might be in one building to the next building. Just do what you need to do to figure out how to get there on time. You don't want to walk into class 30 minutes late because you could not find the building. All right, be ready for class before it starts. Now you're gonna get your syllabus. You're gonna have they're gonna want you to read this and do this before coming to class the next day. Please do it. Now this young man who asked me to make the video. Now you are an athlete, and even if you're not, there are gonna be times when you're gonna be tired as crap. In the beginning of the semester, do as much as you can to keep ahead of the game, so that the professor sees this. So he doesn't at the end of it, when he has to determine your grade. Maybe you've been slacking off a little because of practice, because of games, because of whatever life throws at you. He'll remember, wait a minute, in the beginning this guy was a rock star, so I am going to figure it out for him. All right, so I need you to get in class. When they ask you to read chapters 6 through 8 by next class, do it. Get on point. Take some notes. Now, is it going to be an elaborate set of reading and notes and annotations? Not necessarily, but have them know that you've done something. Make some notes here. Ask questions while the class is in session, so it looks like you've read, because you need them to know that you care, especially in the beginning, because at the end, when life happens, you're going to need that cushion. All right? By the same token, when you get your syllabus, don't forget to highlight and circle the dates of important events like holidays, exams, when papers are due. These are important. Highlight those before anything else, because you'll know how much time you're working with. I take forever to write my papers. I tend to start really early and then get everything out and revise, so it takes a while. So some of you will have your different ways of doing things. That's fine. Just make sure you pay attention to dates. You don't want to be slacking off and then, oh my god, I didn't know how to paper. It doesn't work the same way it does in high school, where you act like you didn't know everything and then you still get away with everything. All right, so highlight and circle these dates. Also, pay attention to your surroundings. It just occurred to me that even though the kiosks are there, you don't want to be hoping that you make the next one. Pay attention. If you see someone kind of hanging around somewhere and you have to walk by it, don't just walk by them. If you are, look at him, look at her in the face and kind of see what's going on. Kind of speed your pace. Pay attention to where you are all the time. Even if you're with other people, pay attention to the people that you're with. Not everyone who's hanging with you is for you. Get a bank account, open a bank account, Cash App account, or Venmo account, anything that someone can pay into to help you out. Now you're going to have your meal card, you're going to have your monies given back to you after you pay for your classes and matriculation has been handled. But there's going to be times that you're going to need a little bit of extra funds. Now you don't want to constantly mess with your bank account, your savings account. If it's a savings account, you might not have a debit card or whatever, but make sure you get these things before you leave. a debit card, a Cash App card, or Cash App account, so that people, loved ones, can wire you money, or at least know where there are places that can get you that money. For example, Amscot and all of those money wiring companies, because at some point you're going to need extra funds. And I've done it before. I've sent money off to so many kids. It's ridiculous, but it's more convenient for me as the person sending it to just do it on my phone with my Cash App. All right, so get those things in place before you get there, because if something happens, you don't want to be trying to explain to some grandma back home how to download Cash App. All right, now pops, right? I am going to say something that's going to blow your mind. I don't want you to do only school. All work is a problem. By the same token, all play is a problem. I need you to find a balance. Don't just go to college for the experience. You're also going for a degree. So I want you to get the experience, but I want you to also get your degree. Do not mess up with your grades, because it's going to mess up your scholarship. And I was going to say that later, but that's just how it works. If you have a scholarship, it's going to hurt when your grades start falling. Some colleges do not pay beyond, the financial aid does not pay beyond 2 attempts at a class, I believe, or 3. If you have a C, some programs will not take you with that C or keep you in it with that C. So yes, go to that party. Yes, start pledging for that frat. Yes, or sorority. Yes, you have a game on Saturday and so you're always tired or whatever, but you need to push, because even though I want you to play, I want you to hang out, I want you to have a life and a college experience, I want you to get that degree, because there are people counting on you and you need to do it for you. If you have an appointment with an advisor, a financial aid officer, your coach, professor, keep those appointments. Do not miss them. Now, you can be, life happens, you could be running late. Let's make sure you let them know. If you have more than 1 appointments with them and you're late for all of them, it's a bad indicator. So make sure you try to get there early. Make sure you try to be there for that appointment. They have a lot going on and they don't have time to wait around for 15-30 minutes until you get there, because it pushes everybody else behind, especially if it's something like financial aid or your class advisor. Okay, so and I know a lot of you, by the time you get to your junior, senior year, you kind of figure it out. But my freshmen, my ones going in, the sophomore are still trying to figure out, oh my gosh, it's party central. No, you gotta actually start growing up at some point. Make your appointments and make them on time. It makes you look good, all right? And lastly, I believe I'm at 13. I must have mentioned a lot of other ramblings up in there. Hopefully you were paying attention. Number 13, download at least 3 news apps. I would suggest whatever city you're in, one of them needs to be for that local area that your college is in. And then the other 2 could be general, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, whatever it is that you want, because you need to know what's going on in the world. All right, AP, Associated Press, and one of the local ones, because you want to know that, wait a minute, I can't go off campus today because there's a shooting in wherever, or the bridge is out wherever. Oh, was this 1930? But or there's traffic. So get those apps on your phone, download them, download dictionary.com. You're not going to know everything your professor says, and you don't want to be that one in the class who doesn't know what's going on. What else do you need to download? Yeah, you obviously know the games, but download things that help you organize your life, like one of those life organizing apps. It keeps you focused. It keeps you on point with your organization, so that all the other things kind of fall in line. All right. So for now, little guy and everybody else, that's all I have. But as more things come to me, I'll definitely let you know. Probably create another video with another set of what to do when you get to college. All right. So hang around. Teacher's Lounge is up. And thanks for coming to class today. I want you to go out there and be the greatest kid you can be, because Pops loves you now.
Yeah.